Gym Candy Part 3, Chapter 9. I was set. I had school and I had weightlifting after school. I had the Jeep and I had a way to make money. I was taking my protein and my supplements and I was eating right. Matt Drager was off the team and was headed out of the school. I was getting along great with Drew and Deshaun, hanging out with them on Friday and Saturday nights, playing flag football with them on Saturday and Sunday afternoons. So when my dad told me about Popeyes the day before he left for Miami, I wasn't all that interested. The radio station just bought it, he said, his voice excited. The fitness center in Fremont. You know the place I mean, don't you? Yeah, I said, I know the one you mean. I get a free membership with my job. And since you're my son, you get a free membership too. You could do the weight training there. I don't need to. I lift with the team at school. Come on, Mick, he said. Be serious. Popeyes is state of the art. What do you have at school? Some rusty old free weights and a couple of old Smith machines? Am I right? Pretty much. Popeyes has a machine designed specifically for every muscle group. They've got cable stuff, dumbbells, barbells, ellipticals, treadmills, bicycles, medicine balls, everything. I can even get you some time with a personal trainer. That's not free, but I do get a discount. 1 hour at Popeyes would be like 3 hours at your school. He paused. You said you wanted to get bigger, faster, stronger, right? Okay, here it is, an opportunity. He was right. The equipment in the weight room at school was old, and there wasn't much of it. I spent too much time waiting and not enough time lifting. It sounds good, I said, only what? The other people there, they'd all be adults, right? He scowled. Mick, you're 16. You're not a child. I know, I said. He sighed. Call Drew. He can be your guest the first time, and then after that, we'll figure something out. Maybe you can pretend he's your brother, although with your red hair and his big ears, you two don't look alike. I'd arrange a trainer for next Saturday afternoon. The next day, I asked Drew, that gym on Burke Gilman Trail? He said. Yeah. He shook his head. I don't know, Mick. I always figured that place was kind of gay. I know, I said, but my dad really wants me to go. He's going to give us a personal trainer. One time, okay? I picked Drew up Saturday and drove to Fremont. I parked the Jeep in front of a red house on Canal Street, and we walked along the waterfront trail to reach Popeyes. When we were 20 yards away, we could see shirtless guys working out in front of floor-to-ceiling plate glass windows. You sure about this? Drew said. No, but we're here, so we might as well give it a try. Inside the front door was a black semicircular counter. A muscle-bound guy, his head shaved bald, sat on a bar stool, paging through a magazine, but he looked up the moment we walked in. Can I help you? I'm Mick Johnson, I said, suddenly afraid my dad hadn't called. My father, the guy on the radio at night, he said, the guy who owns us. My dad doesn't own Wait here, he said, and he disappeared behind a door. He returned a minute later, accompanied by a blond guy in his early 20s. The blond guy was pure muscle, too. Peter Volz, he said, sticking out his hand. I'll be your trainer. I told him my name. This is Drew, I said. Peter led us to the main workout room. There were about 200 machines, a whole section of full free weights, and only about 20 guys working out. My dad was right. There'd be no dead time. Okay, Peter said, let's get to it. He had us do hack squats, leg extensions, and bench presses on a brand new Smith machine. Peter was very particular about form. Every time I did something, he'd put his hand on my arm or leg to show me what I was doing wrong. I tried to listen, but whenever he touched me, all I could think was, is this guy gay? A couple of times I looked over at Drew, and I knew he was thinking the same thing. After what seemed like 6 hours, but was only 60 minutes, Peter stopped. Well, that's it, he said. What do you think? You want to sign up for more sessions? Drew looked at me. I stood, frozen. Peter Volz shrugged. Hey, don't sweat it. You change your mind? I'll be here. Once we were outside, we started laughing. I'm never going back there, I said. Me either, Drew said, though that guy probably wasn't gay. I know, I said, but the way he was always touching me was weird, too. When my dad came back from Miami, he asked how I'd like Popeyes. Not very much, I said. So you're not going back? I could tell he was angry. I lift at school, I said. He shrugged. It's up to you, Mick, but you've got the chance to use a state-of-art facility. Mike, my mom said, he doesn't want to go. He threw up his hands. Fine, Mick, suit yourself. So here Mick is, he's taking the supplements, he's doing the protein powder, he's trying to get bigger, stronger, faster, etc. And so his dad says, hey, my radio station just bought this gym downtown called Popeyes. And that's like named after this old cartoon of this guy named Popeye that had these massive muscles. And the dad says, you know, Popeyes, we own it now, I can get you a free membership, and why don't you go try things out with a personal trainer and see if you like that. because at school, Mick doesn't get to lift that much. All of their machines are really old at their school, and there's not very many of them, so you kind of have to stand around waiting your turn for a machine. Versus if you've gone to any of like the bigger fitness places like LA Fitness, Lifetime Fitness, all of those, there are tons of machines out there, right? So unless you're going at a really busy time, you can usually like continually lift as much as you would like. And so Mick goes with his friend Drew to try it out. And they're like, I don't know, like they're the only kids there. They think the place is kind of weird. And he has this personal trainer named Peter Volz help them out. And they have this hour-long session, personal training session, which most people are like, that would be amazing to have a personal trainer, right? But it weirds Mick out. He's never had a personal trainer before. He doesn't know what that's supposed to be like. And if you've ever had a personal trainer, or let's say you go get a sports massage or whatever it might be, you're playing a sport, right? Your coach is going to move your body sometimes because they want to show you the correct position you're supposed to be in, right? They don't want you lifting incorrectly or running a certain drill with an incorrect form. And that's what Peter Volz does to Mick, but Mick doesn't like it. He thinks it's weird. He's like, I don't know if this guy is hitting on me. And so he doesn't want to go back to the gym, even though it's his best weightlifting opportunity.